welcome to HITC Sport. Right, what's in the news this week? It looks like Gareth Bale has upset the Real Madrid fans yet again. Then again, they probably won't be happy until they see him buried alive with the golf club shoved up his nose. What else? Oh yeah, Man City's Champions League ban has been overturned.
The defamation of character and what it's done to our club, and for all these people who have called us cheats, I'd just like to say, do one, do one.
Do one.
You know what? Actually, no. Alright? Thank you for speaking out, old man. In these dark times, yes, the priority is obviously suing anybody who ever spoke ill of Manchester City. That is the real issue here. I don't care if you're a 75-year-old granny. If you had the temerity and audacity to accuse this proud and esteemed club of cheating, of breaking financial fair play rules, then me and this old man will have you for breakfast. Don't know what this is all about. I couldn't punch fluff off a squirrel's nipple. But how could you accuse this great club of diluting football? And what's your proof? Just because in the last decade they've gone from employing Javier Garrido and Chet Evans, losing 8-1 to Middlesbrough, to 5 league titles. Is that your only piece of evidence? How could anyone think there was anything wrong with pouring £1 billion into a football team? Isn't that right, old man? Paying each member of your 25-man squad at least 200 grand a week when world-class footballers have openly admitted they never even heard of you in 2009. Lads, no. You might not have been guilty of officially cheating, sure, but this is still financial doping. In broad daylight. You've gone from barely being able to pay for Richard Dunn's lunch to chuck around 150 million every bastard transfer window. This is not organic success, you've literally just won the lottery. Sure, you've been found not guilty of breaking the rules in this case, but is it really dignified? Owing the success, the trophies and the glory just to one man's wallet? I mean, look at Mini Minter. When he looks at his bank account, when he looks at his girlfriend and his house, does he really feel a sense of inner pride? Or is it just owed to the fact that he used to sit beside KSI and Mets? It's the same sort of thing here. Purely because some rich egomaniac randomly chose you as his financial plaything. Just an object to boost his standing at cocktail parties. Something to stick in his bio on Sugar Daddy's Tinder. Is this really what you want your legacy built on? Existing solely as a reason for Sheikh Mansour to get his leg over? You've essentially pressed the cheat mode on Football Manager. And that's the last time I'll mention that game. Or Alexmo will probably try and burn down my house. I mean, no, sorry, forget that. I stand with the old man.
Anyone who doesn't like Man City and the fact we spent £50 million on left backs, they can do one.
But to be fair, this is great news for City. They won't be kicked out of the Champions League, there won't be an exodus of players, and Pep Guardiola won't be spending his Tuesday nights watching Hollyoaks and crying into the sink. Are City guilty? No, not of this crime. But they are guilty of spending £1 billion and still losing to Norwich. Sure, those City players can shove their medals down my esophagus, but they've also conceded a winning goal against Che Adams. That's so embarrassing, it actually makes my heart hurt. Then again, that might be just from feasting on a diet of wild rats. 9 league defeats. That's as many as Arsenal suffered under Arsene Wenger during the 16-17 campaign. And that year, they conceded 10 goals against Bayern Munich to melt half the brains of the fan base. Although in some cases, there was little room for manoeuvre. Lads, remember the start of the season when Newcastle blitzed Newcastle and beat Man City, scoring 6 goals in the process? The fans, they were excited.
Let me introduce you to Norwich City Football Club.
So this Norwich City side is capable of absolutely anything.
Yeah, what's happened since? Seriously, back then this club was dreaming of Europe. We were looking at potentially the best promoted side the Premier League had ever seen. Daniel Farke had them playing like Barcelona. Timu Pukki was getting stuffed into everyone's fantasy league team. And this guy was nearly weeping in his car.
Oh. Wow. I'm genuinely a bit emotional.
Fast forward 8 months, Pukki is about as dangerous in front of goal as a melted teapot, and in a relegation 6-pointer with West Ham, they're conceding 4 at home, not just to West Ham, but to Mikel Antonio. Antonio is a 6-goal-a-season footballer. He's gonna retire with less international caps than Jay Buthroyd. He's 30 years old and winding down the clock, so allowing him to waltz through your defence, allowing him to beat the goalie 4 times. If you needed any more proof that this club needed to be airlifted out of the Premier League, it was this embarrassment. Maybe it's a good thing fans aren't allowed back into the stadiums, because subjecting any Norwich fans, subjecting any human being, not even worse, making them pay 30 odd quid for the sight of bang average journeyman footballers gobble up their defence for breakfast. Where was the fight? Where was the hunger? This was a game they needed to win to stay up. It made Declan Rice look like the Irish Andrea Pirlo. This Norwich team had so much potential, but no, they've been utter cat food since September. You might have been harsh, but I just sacked him at Christmas. Yeah, sacrifice the style, but bring in Neil Warnock or Tony Pulis, because 8 defeats in a row, that's as pathetic a relegation fight as you're likely to see. They put up about as much fight as Joe Weller in a boxing ring, and it took him about 20 minutes to land a punch. They've only scored 4 league goals in 2020. 4 in 1,350 minutes of football. Back in mid-January, he was riding off survival as a miracle. How is that supposed to inspire any confidence in the dressing room at all when your own manager doesn't even think that you'll stay up? It's like a head teacher walking into an exam hall and midway through your geography exam just telling the school kids it would be a miracle for them to pass. If you heard that, I'm pretty sure your morale would be splattered all over the page, and you'd probably just spend the next hour drawing cartoon pigs on your desk. He's come out and said he has no regrets. Really? No regrets? It sounds like one of those tattoos you get when you're 18 years old in Megaloof. Pretty sure when you come back with an STD, an unplanned pregnancy, and a shite Maori tattoo sleeve on your arm, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of regrets. Allow me, I can think of 1 or 2 you might have. Maybe picking Grant Hanley for 30 games a season? Maybe for relying on just one footballer in your whole 25-man squad as your only source of goals. Maybe for not having the slightest plan B? Does he not realise now that Norwich fans have to live with the shame of 5 Premier League relegations stamped on their tattered shreds of pride and dignity? How are they supposed to look Ipswich Town fans in the eye now? Well, with great difficulty, they're still in League One. Moving on, Leicester City must be embarrassed. 1-0 up and coasting against Bournemouth before their defenders began playing like they'd just been introduced to the concept of football 5 minutes before the game. That Bournemouth side was down and out. Their confidence has been chewed up and spat out. I was already reading them their obituary last week. They should have been easy pickings for a club going for Europe. And conceding 2 goals against Dominic Solanke, a human lamppost. I mean, he went 39 games without a Premier League goal. And he's a £20 million striker. Clearly, he should be applying for jobs down Wycombe Wanderers in Shrewsbury Town, not finding a way to score against your defence. He looks like he's just a fan who's won a competition. I mean, fair enough, conceding against him once is bad enough. You could put that down as a calamitous accident, but 2? No, it's like making love to Susan Boyle twice. That can no longer be deemed a mistake. That's you needing swift medical attention. But lads, look at the pathetic reaction towards Brendan Rodgers.
I've seen enough, not being able to stop the rot, can't let it continue. Nice guy, when his tactics work, it works well, but he has no other plan. Had enough of him. Do not let him blow our transfer budget on a load of crap. Can't see him lasting long, to be honest. His mentality is so weak it's unreal. Wanted him out since Feb. Football is awful, and when you're finally looking good, you make the decisions he's made at half-time. What a terrible manager. Massive fraud, can only win in Scotland in a 1-team league. Pull the trigger, it's done. He's an absolute fraud. Talk about coaching us out of 3 points. Sack him, gutless and clueless, an absolute disgrace. Get rid of a lot of them, Brendan and all.
Genuinely infuriates me about modern football. The absolute lack of loyalty, the knee-jerk reaction. It makes my piss turn blue. I'm sorry, but the spoilt Leicester City fans demanding Rodgers be sacked. You know what? Why not just sack yourselves instead? Because what football club on planet Earth needs such entitled, spoilt behaviour? Christ above, 11 years ago, you were in the same division as Stockport County and Yeovil Town. And the fact you're now 4th in the Premier League after 35 games played, you've won 22 games. You have beaten a team by 9 goddamn goals. Jamie Vardy, a man ostracised under the previous manager, is now on course to win the Golden Boot. And you want the manager who's masterminded all this out. That alone should probably have the town chucked into a 3rd lockdown, just to keep that level of brain-dead idiocy concentrated in one goddamn place. Because lads, if that filtered out to the rest of the country, we'd have people eating bowls of dog food for breakfast and brushing their teeth with kitchen forks. If this is the year Brentford do go up, I will get Pontus Jansson's name tattooed somewhere on my body. Oh lads, this isn't funny anymore. Why was I so confident Brentford wouldn't go up? They're 3rd in the championship, just 1 win behind West Brom. Before the restart, they hadn't won 5 games in a row. Now they've just won 7 on the bounce. Lads, I'm worried, alright? I don't have a single body on my entire body. My mother's already exiled me to England. If she finds out I've blotched my skin with the image of a 29-year-old Swedish defender for life, what else can she do? She'll probably flush my birth cert down the toilet. Next time I pop back home for Christmas dinner, she'll probably ram the turkey down my throat. If she finds out I've Pontus Jansson etched on my body, yeah, she'll probably smother me in my sleep. It's like when Frankie Kikoza scribbled his list of lovers on his arse. Now I'm pretty sure he lives in a shoebox under a bridge. What are my grandkids gonna think in 50? Actually, hang on. In order for me to have grandchildren, that would involve me actually impregnating something that wasn't a f***ing sock. Arsenal lost in a North London derby, but of course they did. Jose Mourinho could be in charge of an under-12 girls volleyball team, and he'd still be able to beat that club. Arsenal took the lead through Alexander Lacazette, and of course, social distancing was impeccably observed by the fans. Yes, Yes, everyone sit a meter apart, and then let's all rub our sweaty bellies together. Everyone got smashed 3-0 at Wolves, and you know what? This just makes me sad. Seeing Carlo Ancelotti get turned over like this, having inherited a mostly spineless Everton squad, he deserves better than this. I don't want to see Ancelotti forced to answer for the crimes of both Michael and Moise Keane. I don't want him to be remembered for relying on Tom Davies. This man should be dining at Europe's top clubs, not sweating on the fitness of Alex Iwobi. Lads, remember Sheffield United began the restart with back-to-back 3-0 defeats? Most people had assumed second season syndrome had just struck early, that half the players had probably just spent lockdown clogging their arteries with anything coated in jam. But no, I'm not sure, alright? Maybe Chris Wilder threatened the well-being of their families. I don't know, but something has changed, something has clicked, because they bounced back to beat Spurs 3-1 and Chelsea 3-0. As for Chelsea, it's no good fitting your team with Europe's most exciting attackers when you have a defence that could be penetrated by a cheese sandwich. Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In the comments, let me know what your opinion is on anything. Anything. What do you think of anything? Alright, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.